Guess the lines. What's the number one game we got?
All right. Oklahoma versus Texas.
Boy, I know I told you need to be sucking on some cough drops.
I got them.
I'm well aware that you got one in your mouth.
I'm coachable.
You're coachable. All right, OU and Texas first. Is that where we're starting? The Red River rivalry. Both teams coming to this game undefeated. Okay. Before we guess the line, who has to win this football game? I think the answer is easy, right? Well, it's not because they both have national title contention.
The team that has to win, I think, would be more Oklahoma because they're ranked lower and they're not viewed as this national powerhouse. Where if you lose, it kind of backs you out of the. I disagree. I know that Texas has to win in the fact that you have to prove to everyone you can still be that consistent team.
I'm going to agree with him because Texas already has a signature win out of conference.
But my thing is that Texas being Texas, you lose one game, you lose this game, people are already out on you. People are waiting for that to happen. People are waiting for you to lose and prove that you're still in your old ways. You lose this game, people are automatically going to write you off and just assume that Texas is still Texas.
I agree with that,
the
but
backlash will be harder on Sark.
Whereas Oklahoma, Oklahoma loses this game, I don't think people are going to scrutinize Venables or Oklahoma or the Sooners for that.
I think we're both right in that. I think if Texas loses this game, depending on how bad they lose it, they're still a top 10 team. You can still win the Big 12 and go to the and go to the playoff. I don't know if there's an avenue for that in Oklahoma. What are they ranked right now? Like
10th.
Yeah, 10th.
Okay. So I mean, it's technically you still have that opportunity, but I think you fall even further back if you lose this game. So I would say Oklahoma has to win more.
Texas -3.
I'm going to go Texas by minus a touchdown.
That's a lot for a rivalry game.
Texas -6.5.
Wow. Texas -6.5. You win. That's Kirby's right there. That is a lot. That's a lot of points. You know, we talked about it yesterday a little bit, and we'll have further analysis in our predictions tomorrow. On paper, Texas is that much better. They are. They have better football players top to bottom.
Yeah.
And Dylan Gabriel's good. He's good. He's not great. I think Quinn Ewers is borderline great.
It's funny, though, because I know this is just stats and numbers, but Dylan Gabriel's put up better numbers than Ewers.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oklahoma still, to me, seems like they have an eerily similar identity to what they had under Lincoln Riley. And I know they're a different football team. I know they're a better defense. And I know that. But if you told me Oklahoma gave up 15% of their offense to be 20% better at defense, I would probably say that's what they're at right now. They're 85% of what they were offensively with the changes. And Jeff Levy's probably 85% of what Lincoln Riley is and that offense and the way that they are able to recruit. And defensively, you've increased by maybe 1/5 of what you were.
Next game, we got Bama at A&M.
Okay, so this is a big football game for both football teams. Does this decide the SEC West?
it looks like it's going to.
Yeah, it looks like it will.
Which is kind of crazy, but
with Ole Miss already having lost to Bama.
Yeah, Ole Miss lost to Bama.
Still got LSU, though.
LSU can win and
They
kind
just
of
have to win out,
sneak back into
much.
it. Because if you have one loss, Bama will be one loss in the West, but you'll push because you have the head-to-head.
Yeah.
Head-to-head. So, but it's kind of for the SEC West.
For sure.
It's for control in the SEC
This
West.
feels like the same way Georgia-Kentucky feels right now.
So let me kind of talk this out in my head. The talent advantage is going to slightly lean towards Alabama, but not like drastically. Okay, quarterback advantage is going to lean slightly towards Max Johnson over Jalen Milroe in Vegas. And I would think Vegas obviously favors Alabama in terms of a coaching advantage. Special teams, let's call it a push. Home field environment at Kyle Field, I think worth about 3 points.
Yeah, 3.5
total. So if I were to say Alabama is 3 points better from a skill standpoint, Texas A&M is, home field advantage. I'm going to go Bama by 2.5.
I'm going to go Bama by 4. I think they've kind of shown that they've figured out more of a offensive scheme. They kind of are into that bully ball scheme that people are talking about that they were going to be at the start of the season. And I just don't know if A&M has the horses defensively to keep up with that, a run game that staunch. So,
What's the line?
2.5. You nailed it.
Damn it.
Right on the number.
That? A little Brooksy win right there. I cheated. I knew it anyways.
Did you actually?
No. I'm
Oh.
kidding. Or am I?
It's just the gut, bro.
Notre Dame at Louisville made the list. I guess Louisville is 5-0. Louisville sneakiest 5-0 team in football?
No, I've got a whole list.
There's some sneakier ones in Louisville.
You want me to read off a couple of 5-0 or undefeated teams, or some of them are 4-0?
We're 31 minutes in. Let's hold it. We got some time to go. I don't know where we're going.
We got Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame at Louisville. All right. So Notre Dame
has walked into a really tough schedule all of a sudden.
Sneaky.
Yeah, like all in a row.
It's almost like Georgia's where it got better.
It's like, whoa, what the?
I was like, what? Notre Dame's like Louisville's a ranked football team? What?
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame minus 7.5.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go 8.5. I think they're a much superior team talent-wise. So
you're not a Plummer fan, huh?
I'm a Plummer fan, but it's also like we were talking about Sam Hartman being a Heisman contender 2 weeks ago, and then they kind of lost to Ohio State, and I think he's still a very good quarterback.
Now, I know they lead the nation, or they have to lead the nation in explosive run games, does Notre Dame. I saw some stat from Ezio, whatever his name is, that he has more explosive runs than like 5 Power 5 ranked teams combined. So they are obviously rushing the football really, really well. They have a good offensive line. Do you have it?
Yeah, they're like tied for 4th consistently across the board for like 20-plus yards, 30-plus yards, 40-plus yards.
Just in the running game alone?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're one of the more explosive football teams in all of college football, running the football. But you brought Sam Hartman in for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you let him cook. Like I think we saw in that 2-minute drive where he's the only options. They're pretty damn good options. He makes good decisions with the football, and it's not like you need offensive help here. But I think check their red zone efficiency. I would imagine as a quarterback when we're moving the football 20-20 with the legs, and then we no longer can run the ball in the box, and now you're asking me to throw the football into tighter windows. Like, that's a hard job. That's a really, really hard job to do, to say, all right, 20-20, we're not going to use you. We're going to lean on the run game. And then when we get in the box, we're going to ask you to now start throwing tight window throws. What are their red zone efficiency numbers?
They're 58th in the nation for red zone conversion rate, 85% score rate. Let's see, a touchdown rate, 76%. Field goal percentage, they're at 9%.
They've made 9% of field goals?
Or I think that's just how their conversion rate in the red zone, 9% are field goals.
Yeah, so sounds like they've turned the ball over a few times in the red zone.
Sounds like it, yeah.
So yeah, that would support my theory there that you're asking a guy to not work most of the time in between the 20s when yardage is really, really easy to gain through the air, and then you're asking him once we get in the box to now take over, and that's a really, really hard job. Let him be a little more balanced in between the 20s.
Yeah, I agree.
So what do you have for the line?
I said 7.5.
Yeah, you said 7.5.
That's right. I think Notre Dame's 10 points better than Louisville. I think they get a 2.5 point or a 1.5 point push just because of home field.
Well, apparently it's more than that because it's 6.5 Notre Dame. So you take the point.
That's a dub for the Beezy.
Next up, we got Maryland at Ohio State.
And not a great slate this week, huh?
Don't say that.
It's not horrible, to be honest. There's ranked matchups. It's just not like headlining ranked matchups.
Don't say
the head shake, man. The head shake. That is a disrespect to college football. To be like, ooh.
There are quite a few top 25 matchups this
Watch,
week.
the top 10 team's going to lose this week because you said that.
That's what we want. We want chaos, dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's why you can't be like, oh, this is a bad slate.
I want hectic.
I want chaos too. Yeah. Yeah, Maryland's 5-0 as well. Did you know that?
Huh?
Terps, baby.
Terps
that
are
boy
5-0.
Tulia?
Tulia's 5-0.
That boy Tulia.
It doesn't matter though. Ohio State's going to beat them by 3 scores. I got Ohio State minus 17.
I was going to say 17.5.
Brooks takes it's 20.
God, bro.
Hey,
We've been very close.
We have been. We're pretty good at this game.
You guys have been guessing well.
We're pretty good at this game. We're gamblers. You know what I mean? We're not good at gambling, but we gamble. LSU at Mizzou. I'm with you on the Ohio State game. I think they smoke them.
Yeah.
They've pretty much handled Maryland the last handful of years.
But you know what?
Exception of 2020.
Maryland is one of the few teams in college football right now that has a top 15 scoring offense and a top 15 scoring defense.
Look at you. That's why you're the stats guy.
That's right.
Don't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter either.
Ohio State's defense is scary good.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there, man. I think I think talent, like guy for guy, I think they're better than Michigan. Michigan stats defensively are crazy right now. But when you talk about draft assets, Ohio State, man, they got some dudes. Let's guess the line at LSU and Mizzou. Let's get on to that one.
Yeah.
You got any preface thoughts?
I don't know if LSU's defense is that bad or if Ole Miss's offense is that good, if it was a combination of both. But I do think their offense is going to be more than enough to hold off Missouri.
I think we can pretty much confirm that LSU's defense is poo-poo.
Yeah.
Not great.
It's pretty bad.
We can confirm.
Yeah.
They gave up 40-plus to Florida State.
Yeah.
They gave up 31 to Arkansas. They gave up 30 to Mississippi State. Did they not? Did Mississippi State crawl back in that football game late? Within 17 points?
They might have reached
points?
high 20s. I don't know if they eclipsed 30.
But LSU's a bottom 75
Probably.
scoring defense right now. We know for a fact LSU can't stop people.
Let's look it up.
So we know that. But what we don't know is Missouri good?
I don't know. They're
Brady.
Guess
undefeated.
Guess what? Missouri's also 5-0.
LSU's 108th in scoring defense.
Holy hell. Fire the DC. Fire him now.
Fire Brian Kelly.
Fire him now. Let me coach the defense the rest of the year.
That's
Holy
stinky.
smokes.
Yeah, that's bad.
What do you have for the line?
I want to get back to Missouri. I don't know if they're good. I know they're good at throwing.
That Brady
good
Cook,
at offense.
That Brady Cook Luther Burden duo
is Brady
looking
Cook
pretty
100%
nice.
healthy again? I know he's banged up for a couple weeks.
He looks to be. I haven't heard anything about him being hurt.
Playing through some injury. Is Missouri good?
Missouri's one of those teams where it's like they beat a okay Kansas State team on a last-second field goal, and other than that, you really don't know what this team is.
Yeah, he looks to be 100% healthy. There's no latest injury news on him.
I got LSU favored by 3 only in name and in principle alone. The real question is, what is the over set on this football game? I bet it's set at 72, and I would take it.
I'm going to go LSU 5.5. I would put the over at 65.
LSU minus 6.5.
What's the over?
I do not know. I can find out real quick, though.
Yeah, I bet it's north of 67.
Hey, I got it.
So I bet Kirby wins that one in totality. Our last game on the slate, Syracuse at UNC, and I'm gonna tell you, I ain't got a damn clue. But
I did this because UNC is also an undefeated team.
Not shockingly, they got through South Carolina. They
Syracuse
haven't played
was
anybody
close
else.
to being undefeated still too.
North Carolina hasn't played anybody, have
No.
they?
App
It's
State.
South Carolina and nobody.
App State.
South Carolina
okay.
looking like a nobody.
Pitt.
Pitt's bad.
Pitt's not great.
Pitt's
this
not
year.
good.
The over-under, by the way, 64.5.
Take it.
I said 65.
Take it. They're going to score 100 points in that football game.
I'm with you on that.
Take that. All right, Syracuse, UNC at home. I got UNC favored by 6.
I'll do. UNC has trouble going undefeated, and I feel like Vegas knows that, so they're probably going to fade them a little bit. I'll go UNC 4.5.
UNC minus 8.
Damn it.
I smoked you this week, dude.